As you guys have probably noticed, there's been a lot of news coming out of the RōBEX camp recently, so we decided we'd take the opportunity to answer some of those questions with RōBEX's president and COO, Craig Francisco.
Thanks, Wes.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
for joining us. So why did RōBEX decide to go with private equity?
And about a year ago, we had a decision to make. The decision was, do we continue on this aggressive growth plan by ourselves, or do we look for assistance? And what we saw in the marketplace is it's a very fragmented space in our industry right now. There's a lot of smaller companies trying to survive, to grow, to really kind of take that next step. And we knew to achieve our aspirations, which were large, that we needed some help, some strategic help, we needed some financial support behind it. We had all these acquisitions that we kind of had lined up that we wanted to really explore. So we kind of went on the offense, actually. So we went out and took our team, RōBEX, to the marketplace. And we ended up talking with initially a couple hundred private equity firms, and whittled that down to roughly 30, met with 15 or so that had a lot of interest in our team here, the leadership team, everyone here at RōBEX, and then really got into some aggressive conversations with probably 8 to 10, and ended up selecting Angelus Equity Partners for several reasons. One is they loved the team, they loved RōBEX, they believed in the vision and the mission that we had, and they wanted to come in and support what we've already created. So they provide, financial support, strategy, operational excellence. They weren't coming in here to make changes, they just wanted to kind of help us go from where we were today to where we wanted to go.
We've heard that private equity firms tend to come in and strip costs to try and make a company profitable right away.
Sure.
Can you discuss some of that?
Yeah, I think there's a couple ways that private equity firms exist out there. There's some that are attracted to businesses that are underperforming, or they may be performing well, but they have a leadership team that's looking to exit and not to continue any longer. So yeah, I can see a private equity firm taking over a company, putting their leadership team in, making changes, back to your question, cutting costs, making that company more profitable. Ours was completely opposite. This Angelus Equity Partners, they bought into the team that we had here. So we've got a vision and a mission and many, many years ahead of us for this entire team to continue to grow. So you got two ways to look at it, and ours was opposite.
So another name that's come up in this is Mid-State Engineering that was a part of this acquisition. Yes. How does that fit into this?
Yeah, so Mid-State Engineering was a referral from one of our suppliers. As we began this journey looking through and interviewing these private equity firms, we already kind of had a plan to acquire some other companies. And we were introduced to Chad Miller, who was the president and one of the owners at Mid-State Engineering. Chad's a great guy. John Parker and I went to make the visit to Timpton, Indiana back in June of 21. Met Brian Yagi, Eric Clark, and Chad and his team there. And just right away, we knew there was just a massive culture fit, and they had a level of expertise that was really complementary to what we did here at RōBEX. And we saw just the path forward that this would be a great first acquisition, join forces, and take what we do really, really well on the kind of that sales and marketing front, their strong engineering capabilities, put these things together, and it was a great first acquisition for us.
So with all of that in mind, how will this benefit customers and suppliers in terms of this transaction?
Yeah, that's a great question. So many ways. Our customers, we're going to continue to bring them more innovation, really look forward into what's happening with robotics and automation in general, and make sure we are on the leading edge of everything integration through robotics and automation.
And final question, where do you see RōBEX in 5 years?
Great question. So we've had a lot of change in the first 7 years of being in business. So 5 years, we are really aggressively looking at further acquisitions to help grow the RōBEX brand, bring other brands kind of under the fold here that have similar culture fits, that believe in growth, that believe in coming together. You can create something more powerful than you can by yourself. It's a whole one-team approach. I see us being really the most sought after robotic material handling integrator in the US, and we'll continue to expand that up into Canada, down into Mexico as well.
Great, it's really exciting.
It is exciting. I think for those out there that own companies in this space that are looking maybe for the next step of what that means for a business, I encourage them to message me privately if they want on my LinkedIn profile, or email us at automation@robex.us.
That's great. Craig, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Wes.
All
Appreciate
right.
it, brother.
Thanks.